Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new video. If you guys know me, you guys know I'm a little bit of an exhaust snob. I really like doing my due diligence and trying everything possible to find the right sound for my cars. If you guys have been following me from my STI, you guys know that I went through quite a few different exhaust setups, tried so many different things out, and eventually landed on a perfect setup. I actually did the same thing with my E46 M3. I went through 9 different exhaust setups and ultimately landed on a really nice setup that sounded amazing. And it was one of the best sounding E46s I've ever heard, at least at that point in time. So again, I'm an exhaust nut. I like changing things up because if there's a little bit of the RPM band and a little resonance that I'm not a big fan of, I'm going to go down the rabbit hole and try to find the best pieces and best setup for myself. It may not be for everybody, but for me, I like doing the R&D and the research and everything to find exactly what works for me. It may not work for you, but at the end of the day, this is my car and this is what I like to do. So you guys may be wondering, don't you already have downpipes installed on the car? And you are absolutely right. I do. I currently have the ARM Motorsports resonated catless downpipes on the car. I actually got them installed at Auto Couture Motoring when I was getting the Gintani crank hub done. They installed those while they were doing the crank hub. Honestly, I'm a really big fan of it. It sounds really good, but my main gripe with the current setup that I have, which is the ARM Motorsports resonated downpipes catless and an In Customs catback, consisting of a resonated mid-pipe and a muffler delete with an anti-drone muffler. So essentially, I have resonators in the downpipes, a resonator in the mid-pipe, and a resonator or muffler out back. So 3 different sets of resonators that's really quieting this down and kind of holding back what I think potentially sound very good. So instead of settling on the setup that I have currently, and since I love the catback that I have from In Customs, hand-built in Germany for my specific needs and what I wanted, I didn't want to mess with that since I think that's a really nice setup. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get rid of the resonated downpipes and go with completely catless, non-resonated downpipes. So these are from VRSF. You guys may be familiar with these. These are pretty popular. A lot of people run these. Fitment is superb, very nice. So I'm not worried about that. These things bolt right up. It's gonna bolt straight up to my In Customs catback. So I'm really looking forward to amplifying the volume and making the tone of my car sound even better. Installing downpipes is pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but I'm actually headed up to Auto Couture to get my Auto Solutions shift kit installed. And because they're gonna be right there doing the shifter, they actually have to remove part of the exhaust. They're actually gonna throw these on for me at a very discounted labor rate since it's right there. So instead of crawling under the car and spending an hour or 2 or 3 hours myself on my back on the quick jacks, I'm just gonna have the shop do it while they're doing the shift kit. So we're going up there, they're gonna get that done for me. But the main point of this video is not to say, hey, I'm installing something new. What I wanna do is a comparison between my current setup with the resonated downpipes and then show you the difference of non-resonated catless downpipes. So it's kind of a back-to-back comparison, letting you guys know exactly what these will sound like compared to the resonated ones. I haven't seen any videos, I haven't seen any comparisons between the two, to be honest. So this may be helpful for somebody that isn't sure which way to go. So I figured I'd make this video, kind of walk you through it, show you the different sound clips and everything of what each one can do for the car. And then you guys can decide from there on which one you like and which one you can go with your own car. So let's go ahead, let's pack these back up in the box. Let's head over to Auto Couture Motoring, get these installed, and I'll catch back up with you guys once everything is done and we get some sound clips and I kind of walk you through what I think is gonna sound really great and obviously the differences and kind of walk you through it and let you know exactly what I think. right, guys, we are home from Auto Couture. Absolutely amazing day. Some incredible cars there. I'm not gonna lie, being around all those G80s and also driving my buddy's Atlantis Blue, his new to him Atlantis Blue G80 M3 manual, really got me thinking. I love those cars a lot, fantastic. But being around all those cars and obviously the GT3 RS, incredible day. I love going to Auto Couture, just being there. There's amazing cars there. The people there are awesome. It was just a lot of fun. I got to go to lunch with my buddy and kind of catch up and everything, and it was just a good day. But so let's go ahead, let's talk about the downpipes. So we went from the ARM Motorsports resonated catless downpipes, as you guys can see here, to the VRSF non-resonated catless downpipes. Now, obviously I talked in the beginning as to why I decided to change over, and now that I'm experiencing them and I got some time driving on the non-resonated, I am so happy with the sound. What I was really kind of nervous of is introducing too much rasp, given the fact that I do have a resonator in the single mid pipe and also an anti-drone muffler out back. I was a little hesitant, like, oh no, I hope it doesn't introduce too much rasp or I don't like it. But I am very happy with the sound. No rasp was introduced. It just gave me more volume and a little bit more aggression, which is exactly what I was looking for. So overall power differences, I really don't feel any difference, at least on the street. Maybe, you know, a couple horsepower, a couple gains here and there going to the full catless, the non-resonated, just because there's no more restriction. But overall, the sound is incredible. I know it's a very minute change and it's not really that big, but as I mentioned, I'm an exhaust nut. I'm always looking for that exact sound throughout all the different RPM ranges. If there's one area of the exhaust that I don't like in terms of the sound on the RPM, I'm gonna change it and try to, you know, go on the hunt to find the perfect setup. And I truly think I did. After going through 5 different exhaust setups on this, I first went to the active single mid-pipe non-res with the stock muffler, stock downpipes. Then I went to the active AutoWorks mid-pipe with the inked muffler delete. Then I went to the inked muffler delete with the Ink Custom single resonated mid-pipe, stock downpipes. Then I went to the ARM Motorsports resonated downpipes, catless downpipes with the inked resonated single mid-pipe and the muffler delete, the anti-drone muffler from Ink Customs, to finally the VRSF non-resonated catless downpipes with the Ink Customs single resonated mid-pipe and the muffler delete with the anti-drone muffler. Boy, that was a mouthful. But after going through all those 5 different setups, this is what I think. If you guys plan on staying with the stock catted downpipes, go with a non-resonated mid-pipe and whatever back box, whatever muffler that you want to go with. If you plan on going catless, whether it's resonated or non-resonated, stick with a resonated mid-pipe. That's kind of the recipe. That's kind of the combo that I think sounds best. If you're going to go with catless, do not go with a non-resonated single mid-pipe of any sort. It's just way too raspy, way too annoying. I've heard it in person. It is not the sound. I'm telling you, don't do that. So catless, go with a resonated mid-pipe. You're going with a catted setup, whether it's stock or an aftermarket catted downpipe, go with non-resonated mid-pipe. But if you want to keep the sound down, you obviously can go with a resonated mid-pipe. As we all know, the S55 is tough to get sounding good, but honestly, I think my setup, I'm very happy with it. It's one of the better sounding S55s I've ever heard, to be completely honest. I've heard a lot of them in person, and this sounds very good. But, you know, it's obviously very subjective in terms of exhaust sound. Some people don't like it loud, some people don't like it quiet. It's, you know, that's kind of the great thing about the aftermarket. There's so many different options to choose from. But all in all, if you want to get a really good sound out of the S55, catless, non-resonating downpipes, some type of resonated middle pipe, and then whatever muffler, back box, whatever you want to call it, you can go with just to kind of fine tune that sound. I don't like valves, so I deleted them completely with the muffler delete. This setup just sounds absolutely mental. Cold start just sounds incredible. So happy with it. Obviously, it was very hard to show the difference between the resonated and non-resonated in terms of the sound. You may hear it a little bit more aggressive, a little bit kind of sharper tone, whereas the resonated downpipes has a little bit more of a muffled, kind of muted tone. Doesn't sound as good, doesn't sound as refined, whereas this sounds way more refined, way better, and just kind of that aggression that I needed. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions about the exhaust setups or the current setup, or if you have any other questions about another exhaust setup that you're looking to run, let me know. I'll be happy to help. Really happy I went through the trial and error, did all the R&D that I personally needed to do to get my car the sounding the way that I wanted to sound. I know it's crazy spending all the money to be able to do that, but I will not rest until I find the exhaust setup that sounds good for me in all aspects and all different parts of the RPM range, because it's my car and the sound of the car and the exhaust and everything is very, very important. It makes the experience and the ownership that much better. So I will do whatever it takes to get a car, whatever car I have, to sound good. And I truly think I found it with the S55 in this current setup. So, but that's going to do it for this one, guys. Plenty more to come. Very exciting stuff. I hope you guys are ready for it. If you guys have any questions at all about the exhaust setup, anything else on the car or anything else, please leave them in the comments below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.